Hey guys, it's Becky with Design Bundles, and today I'm super excited to share with you a tutorial for Cricut Design Space. Now, it doesn't matter which machine you have. If you are using Cricut Design Space, then today's tutorial is for you. Now, what we're going to talk about is how to make a distressed design, and it is really easy. I promise you will absolutely be in love with this technique when we're done. So let's go ahead and jump on over to the software and get started.
Okay, so here we are in Cricut Design Space, and I have several things for you to look at here. These are two of the designs that we are going to work with. There is a third, and then this is our distressed SVG. Now, of course, I did buy this from designbundles.net, and I'm going to give you the link below. That way you can go and grab it. And the reason that's so important is because this came over as an SVG file, which means that I can use it. And it was a little bundle, so there's a couple other distressed images, and I can use them for distressing without having to do any additional work. All right, so we're going to test it out first on a basic shape. I'm going to use just a heart from the Cricut Design Space library. I'll make it a little larger. There we go. So now all I'm going to do, and this is just going to blow your mind at how easy this is. I'm going to, let me see, stretch that out a little bit. There we go. And I will select both of these, and I'm going to choose Slice. Now, Cricut Design Space does all the work for us, right? And another great thing is that unlike other softwares that I perform this in, it doesn't matter the layer of your design, okay? I just need to pull out the pieces that I don't need, and it'll leave my distressed heart. There we go. And of course, I can fill it with any color. I mean, who needs a gray heart? So we'll fill that with red. Okay, and see all that distressing? Now, I'm not saying that it's really easy to weed, but you now have a nice and pretty distressed heart right here. So let's make it a little smaller. We'll move this out of the way. And let's move on to project number 2. And let's go back to upload because that's where our distressed SVG is. So we'll just insert it. So you upload that file just like you would any other type of SVG. Okay, now it's going to tell you, hey, this is a little bit on the large side, and that's because it has all those little pieces. Okay, so you have to be patient with it and let it do the uploading, and once it populates into our canvas, I'll tell you how to get through that part. Okay, so once it populates into Canvas, and like I said, it probably took a minute, at least it did for my computer, what you want to do is go ahead and come down here at the bottom and choose Weld. And what that's going to do is it's going to tell Cricut Design Space that we are using these all as part of one larger piece instead of all these little pieces out here to the side. So let it do its thing, and then we will come back and work on the pumpkin. You may be asking, why didn't you show us how to do this the first time? Well, because for those of you who may already know about doing this, I just wanted you to see how easy it is to distress the heart, okay? And then we get a little bit more into the meat of things, which is what we're doing now. So I'll hit the pause button again and let the welding continue, and then we will come back and distress our pumpkin. Okay, so once the welding is done, the first thing that I'm going to do, because I know that I am going to distress this other design, is I'm going to copy and paste. So I'm going to use Control-C and Control-V, and that's going to stop me from having to go through the upload and welding process again. So we'll slide that out of the way. Now I'm going to distress my pumpkin. If you notice, after you click on your design, it will show you over here on the right hand side these different pieces that you have. So what I want to do is I need to weld these pumpkin pieces together. So I'm going to ungroup all my shapes, and then I just want to select all of my pumpkin pieces. Now I'm holding down the Shift key. I will select all the orange pieces here. It's just easier to do it here than it is to do it on the mat for me. So I will choose Weld at the bottom. So once that's done, I'll line up my pumpkin and my distressed shape right here, and I will select both of those and choose Slice. Now, like I said, Cricut Design Space does all the heavy lifting for us, so we can just delete out all the pieces that we don't need. Okay, so now our pumpkin is distressed, and it just adds that little bit of extra character. Of course, we can send to the back so we can still see that our leaves and our stem are perfectly fine, and now they're placed where they need to go. All right, so we will group these together and move those off to the side. And now our last distressing project is going to be over here. This is our, if you're going to be salty, bring the tequila, right? And what I want to do, because a lot of times you can separate out this half, what do I want to say, semicircle shape, and you can change that to look a little bit like a sunset, and that looks really great distressed also. So we'll do the same thing. We will ungroup, and then I want to locate those blue pieces here. And instead of selecting them individually, if they're already grouped together, you can use this piece right here, and you'll see it selects all of my blue. So with my blue selected, I can come down to the bottom and click weld. And that's going to weld those all into one shape. And then I will just overlap my distressed. So I'll have my distressed and my blue, and I will choose slice. And do the same thing. We'll just delete out all of the parts that we don't need. And there we go. Now I'll show you more about breaking this out into different colors. Now that it's welded together, you'll have to come down and use your contour, but that's okay. That's not super hard. And you can come in and separate everything out into all the different pieces that you need. It'll just take a few extra minutes. Or you can use our hack that we did with the cutting multiple colors and line these all up on your cutting mat, but that's up to you. That might get a little bit too complicated, but that is the basics of creating a distressed design in Cricut Design Space, and hopefully you guys enjoyed.
So, wasn't it super easy? I promised you it would be easy, and it really is. So hopefully you found this useful. I really love adding it to designs that just need a little bit of extra character, right? So if you have any questions or comments about the video or anything about Cricut Design Space, we are happy to come back and answer those for you. So make sure you tuck them in the comments below. And then of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel because we always have a lot of fun tutorials planned for you right around the corner. So thanks again, and we will see you next time.